Hey everyone, this is Chris of Monk Media, and today we're going to be once again looking back at Season 1 of Alvin and the Chipmunks. This time looking at Episode 20A, or if you're counting each story as one episode, which apparently you're supposed to according to the official source. But since we're doing these in order of release to Nickelodeon in the US, this is Episode 20A.
Oh, here's where an awesome talent meets an incredible challenge.
This is clearly a reference to an immovable object meets an irresistible force. Two things that, if they met, would cancel each other out. Theodore doesn't have his hands in his pockets in this shot, but he does in the next one. Alvin's skateboarding isn't even remotely dangerous. Theodore had nothing to worry about.
The many faces of Alvin Seville.
Alvin almost hit Simon with his skateboard, but I have to admit, it would have been funny if he actually did. Simon may be deep in thought, but it doesn't give him any excuse to be uncharacteristically ignorant to his brothers. Simon appears to be a master of soliloquy.
What? That's talking to yourself, Alvin. Oh, right, well, why didn't you just say that?
Theodore and Alvin both have a skateboard, but Simon does not. Also, they came from the other side of the road. Does that mean they were just following him and watching him until this point?
Oh, I've been looking for you. Where have you been?
Clearly, you haven't been looking hard enough.
We were waiting for you to get out of drama class.
Exposition a la Alvin. The flying squirrel attack has somehow just become the flying tickle attack. This scene looks incredibly awkward.
I just learned that I have to kiss my co-star in the play.
Which, honestly, isn't that big of a deal. There's a big difference between a real kiss and a stage kiss. Compared to the fluidity of the other parts of the animation in this episode, Alvin's laugh at this point just seems very stiff and awkward. I just kind of wish they would have done something with the pillow here on the model, because Simon's head resting on a completely stiff pillow just looks unnatural. Considering all the merchandise a lot of Chipmunk fans own, some of us actually wake up to this view. According to my degree, I have to be very critical in these reviews, okay? And this is no way a reflection of the series as a whole. However, the animation in this episode just seems to be very simple. It's not as fluent as it's been before, and I've noticed it throughout the entire episode. There's just nothing special about it. But it's still decent enough to watch.
The many faces of Alvin Seville.
Alvin is teaching Simon how to kiss, though notice that in the window behind Alvin there are no Chipettes sat there and the window is closed. Though in the very next shot, in the very next second, the Chipettes are there, the window is open and presumably they're hanging from the window.
Okay, do you want to fill us in, or do we assume that you're completely out of your mind?
Out of your mind is a phrase that these guys and the Chipmunks use a lot in this show. It's in a lot of the scripts. Though it's probably only in the ones written by Peter, which is interesting because that's kind of his mark, I suppose, that he leaves on the episodes. The Chipmunks say it a lot, and I think that might be the link.
Alvin, no one was supposed to know!
Alvin is terrible at keeping secrets. Though the most interesting thing about this that I've mentioned twice already in these reviews in the past is the similarity between this show and The Sims. As Simon says that line, Sims music plays. You know, whenever a Sim sort of does something wrong, it goes do 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 do. That music plays. Go to the episode and listen to it. Brittany sort of bends her body in a strange way just to stay in shot, which is kinda weird.
Simon, if you're kissing a horse, you ask a horse. If you're kissing a girl, well, Alvin's not the one to ask.
Kissing a horse? Who wants to kiss a horse? Now, I know there are a lot of strange videos on the internet, but kissing a horse? What? It interests me to the fact that both Alvin and Brittany know how to kiss. Sort of. You don't actually hold your arms out like that and sort of put your head in the air. That's kind of strange. But at least they have experience. Does this have a double meaning? Simon's expression pretty much is the same as the audience expression. Oh my god! Is that a dinosaur picture in the background? But in all seriousness, yes, Alvin and Brittany kiss, and it's a good scene. I like how the fact that they accidentally did it, and it's a good thing. It would have been nice if it was intentional between them, but it's just shrugged off. It's not even mentioned. They don't even react in a very negative way. It's just not carried on, and that's a shame. I mean, just take a look at their expression. It's sort of as if they're saying to each other, "Oh no, we've done it in public." You get what I'm saying? One of those fake reactions. The tablet actually reflects in Alvin's eyes. A nice attention to detail.
Alvin, we've only been in school for 2 years.
Confirmed. The Chipmunks have only been in school for 2 years, and considering that they are also confirmed to be in high school, it's safe to assume that they skipped most of their school life because of their career as pop stars. However, this could also be a reference to the films as the Chipmunks joined West Eastman. Alvin is once again attracted to a human. So this is the girl that Simon has to kiss in his school play, and she looks kind of familiar. Does she to you as well? That's because this is Pamela Glockenschlocker, I forgot how to say it, with blonde hair. Take a look. As you can see, they are practically identical. They even both wear a necklace around their neck, have the same shaped shirt on, and their hairstyle is identical. It's the same model that's been retextured, but I like the reuse of assets. It actually saves on production cost, which is brilliant. We're roughly about 3/4 of the way through the episode, and the animation is suddenly fantastic. It's as if they actually just started to be good at it, which is odd. Pamela Elizabeth, or whatever her name is, offers Simon a breath mint. Like, that is so rude. Does he have bad breath or something? Oh, and it's Jessica. Her name is Jessica. This obviously isn't Simon, it's Alvin pretending to be Simon. But the point of this is, the kiss isn't even on the lips, it's on her cheek. Why is Simon so nervous about a peck on the cheek? And why did she give him a breath mint? That doesn't make any sense. But still, it's just all part of the story and it's enjoyable anyway. Is the play that they're in so boring that the only bit they can remember is the kiss? Oh, okay, just look at Simon's face. Like, sorry, move on. There's just so much to say about that face that I don't think that the rating in this video is high enough. Keep going. Blonde Pamela is actually attracted to Simon. Does that make her a bestiality person? What do you call that? A lover? Whatever. That's a bit weird. This entire shot is just of Simon and Alvin talking. However, the show goes out of its way to show you Pamela's butt. Like, literally, it's just there, and you didn't need this shot. You could have just had the camera literally on Simon and Alvin like it has done for the past couple shots. Instead, it goes out of its way to show you that. So let's talk about the song in this episode. And I actually really enjoy this one because it's very familiar. Now, it kind of sounds like your typical Chipmunk song. Very good vocal acrobatics, incredible lyrics and that kind of thing. However, I paid attention mostly to when they mentioned Heartthrob, because of course everyone knows about Mr. Heartthrob from the original 80s show, where Simon obviously becomes sort of a dynamo, a sort of heartthrob, I suppose. That's all you can really say it. It's in the title. And it's sort of, I think, referencing to that, because it's about Simon and Heartthrob. I think it's just an in-joke. The way Alvin is standing in this scene is hilarious.
The many faces of Alvin Seville.
I find it highly unlikely, based on today's culture and the Chipmunk fan base, that it would just be girls that like Simon. I'm fairly sure that some guys would probably like him as well, in the same way the girls do. Alvin looks straight at the camera, breaking the fourth wall.
I want a girl to respect me for my mind, and not for some false projected idea of heroic romanticism.
Translation to that?
I want somebody to love me for my mind, and not for my body. Somebody like Jeanette. And she's my species.
Hey look, it's role reversal. I still think that Simon is over-exaggerating. This is a play, not official, not real, so the kiss wouldn't mean anything. If you actually go back and watch this episode and you look at this scene, those girls run down that same piece of hallway 3 times. They repeat the same clip. This is the face I pull every time I see Alvin flirting with human girls. And when I see Simon being chased by human girls. Simon still can't get away from those time-looping girls. Which is kind of apt, really. Alvin can't get any girl, and Simon seems to get all of them. And that then brings us to the end of the episode. Overall, I think this episode was alright. Not the best one, not bad, but just kind of simple, really. It's one of those kind of stereotypical stories, and it's kind of odd how Simon would be afraid of a peck on the cheek. It's just not within his character, to be honest. And the animation in some places was very good, but also in some places very simple, and not that great, but still passable and watchable. So guys, tell me what you thought of this episode in the comment section below, and who was your favourite character? Mine was definitely Alvin, because he wasn't getting what he wanted. And that brings us to the end of the video. If you would be so kind, guys, like the video and share it around, very important. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, because we make almost daily videos every day except Monday and Sunday, because reasons. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.